Shock treatment sound like something out of the last century, but it still exists, and it's happening right here in Massachusetts. While lawmakers and other observers are stunned by the controversial practice, those who administer the treatments and some families of patients stand by it because they say it works. State Senator Brian Joyce of Milton has been an outspoken critic of this practice. He joined us now live here in our Dedham studio this morning. And Senator Joyce, thanks for coming in. These treatments are being carried out at the Rotenberg Center in Canton. To the best of your knowledge, how long have they been using this practice there?
This pseudoscience has been around since the 1930s. It was used to so-called cure homosexuality in the 30s. It was used to deaden hogs prior to slaughter. In 1971, the Behavioral Research Institute opened in Rhode Island. They were eventually kicked out of Rhode Island, moved to California, kicked out of California, came here to Massachusetts, changed the name to the Judge Rotenberg Center to give it to the indicia of credibility. But this practice has been around, this pseudoscience, since the 30s, largely discredited. It's been practiced by this House of Horrors outfit in Canton since 1971.
How many other states allow this?
There's not a single other state in the Union that allows this practice, and indeed, to my knowledge, not another nation on earth. Incredibly, Gene, if we were to have caught Osama bin Laden alive, we could not have, under international law, applied this heinous practice, nor could we apply it to the most awful criminals in Guantanamo Bay, yet we're applying it to innocent, poor, disabled children in Canton, Massachusetts. Incredible.
So you think this is a form of torture?
Well, the United Nations determined that this is a form of torture. I've been at this for over a dozen years, and I'll continue, and we just need to, we have a fundamental obligation to defend the defenseless, and who's more defenseless than these poor, disabled, autistic, and mentally retarded children in Canton?
I want to ask you specifically about the Fox Undercover story Mike Bodette did about Andre McCollins. He was arrested and shocked for more than 7 hours over there. Does that happen a lot there, do you think?
You know, my hat's off to Mike Bodette and to Fox for uncovering this and for publicizing this. This is not the first instance. In 2007, there was an instance where a prank phone caller called into a JRC home in Stoughton, and a prank phone call, no authority, and ordered that children be shocked. And this is a very painful shock that can result in first-degree burns. In this instance, did. And 3 individuals were shocked, 2 while restrained, one some 80 times, another about 30 times, resulting in a hospitalization. That was caught on tape. The then founder of this institute, Mr. Israel, was ordered not to destroy that tape, but instead they did destroy the tape. My understanding is the state police recovered it, and Attorney General Coakley prosecuted. And what happened was there was a pretrial probation. The fellow was ordered out. He's moved to California, but in a victory really for the other side, they were able to keep that tape hidden for the 5 years.
This video of the McCollins situation as well, they don't want to release, the Rotenberg Center doesn't want to release. The judge is sitting on that request right now, determining if it will be released. I'm guessing you think it should be released.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, we have to expose what's going on behind these walls. And let me tell you that with good men and women for the last 24 years have tried to stop this practice in Massachusetts. We've gotten it passed in recent years, unanimously passed the state Senate to ban this practice, stopped in the House, I think largely driven by money. It's a $50 million per year operation. They've spent over $15 million in the past 10 years on lawyers, millions more on lobbyists and public relations. I give a lot of credit to Governor Patrick, Lieutenant Governor Murray, to Secretary Bigby and Commissioner Howe, who have implemented regulations now to stop this, which, again, these lawyers for the JRC are fighting.
All right, there are parents who are defending the practice. Fox Undercover also, we interviewed 2 parents who say that the Rotenberg Center shock therapy is working and has really saved their kids' lives. Let's take a listen to what they had to say about what happens there.
She was 17. She was so aggressive, I was afraid she was going to be sitting in a corner in a hospital someplace for her life. She just wasn't fitting in anywhere, and we were pretty desperate to help her, and it was pretty miraculous.
A former parent calls it torture.
I call it saving my daughter's life.
This program's been wonderful for my son. It saved him from languishing in restraints. It saved him from being overly medicated.
You know the shock therapy is controversial. As a parent, did you have any reservations?
No, I didn't. And people might question that, but when you've lived the torturous life that my son lived, For years, you've been restrained by many large people on the floor for hours at a time. That's not a good life.
So there you have some folks saying, you know what, it may be controversial, but it has worked. It's got results for their kids.
It has not been peer-reviewed by, none of this work has been peer-reviewed by any other medical professional. Not a single supporting study indicates that this works in the long term. It has short-term effects. 6 children have died while in the custody of this outfit. Let me tell you about one. A young girl named Linda Cornelison, a student at what was then called the BRI, Behavioral Research Institute, died of a perforated ulcer. In the days before her death, the administration of aversive, so-called aversive therapy, was increased more than 80 times, because you have to keep increasing it to stop that behavior. For 4 hours in an afternoon, staff pinched Linda 36 times, squeezed her muscles 14 times, spanked her with a spatula 13 times, put 11 foul-tasting substances in her mouth and made her smell ammonia. Ultimately, she died, as did 5 other persons. This is cruel and abusive treatment. It has been ruled so by the United Nations. The sciences, the medical science has advanced
So when you say the
significantly.
parents who are claiming success in this, you say it's far outweighed by those who haven't had it.
And in fact, Gene, that's the argument that they've used for 20 years, that there's a very small group of people that benefit from this. So we took a different approach last year. Representative Skybeck and myself introduced legislation to say, okay, let's have some outside peer review. Let's require outside intervention to ensure that it's applied only to those few self-abusive, self-injurious individuals. And even that, the JRC fought. They don't want to have any regulation whatsoever. It's time to end this abusive and torturous practice to the most innocent and vulnerable members of our society.
If you'd like to see more on what we're talking about, Mike Beaudet's Fox Undercover investigation is on our website now, myfoxboston.com. State Senator Brian Joyce, we do appreciate your time this morning.
My pleasure.
Thank you. All right, got to take a break. We'll continue here in the Fox 25 Morning News in just a moment.